Hello and welcome everybody. This is your commentator Melodious back here to more Yu-Gi-Oh videos. And yeah, I know I haven't been around for the last month of May because I've just been busy. As I wanted to let you guys know, I've been busy doing other things like I've had to record and edit a crap ton of Smash Brothers videos for the group that I'm a part of, the Western Mass Fight Club. And yeah, I'm still not done. I still have more to do, and we're gonna be recording more tournament videos. And yeah, so that's gonna be fun. Because I just love editing. I don't know why. I just love video editing. Anyways, I've already tried to do this video once, but the audio was too low and the music was way too loud. And yeah, but I'm gonna do it again. This is gonna be a Melodious Diva deck profile that I've been working on, and I'm trying to make this deck as competitive as I could. So yeah, let's just get into it. I'm gonna go over all the cards because I already kind of like went over the cards in the first time I did this. I went over the cards individually and explained them, but I'm gonna go through all the cards, like all the monsters that I run, and then yeah, you'll see how I do it. So for our Melodious monsters, you run 2 Mazzarda, 1 Shapina, 3 Aria, 3 Soprano, 1 Serenade, and 1 Sonata. That's 11 Melodious monsters, and I think this is the best lineup, and I'll explain why. Because first off, we run the 2 Mazzarda and the 1 Shapina. They're actually Melodious monsters that we need to summon Bloom Diva, the new fusion, one of the new fusions for the Melodious deck next to Shabarda. But only Bloom Diva requires you to have a Melodious Maestra, so that's why you run Mazzarda and Shapina. And if you don't know what these do, Mazzarda can, when on the field, special summon a light fairy from our hand, which is really good. Shapina has the lesser of effect, which is why we run 2 Mazzarda and 1 Shapina, even though I've seen other Melodious deck profiles run 2 Shapina, 1 Mazzarda. But the reason I don't like Shapina as much is because it adds a light fairy from our graveyard and puts it in our hand, which isn't the best effect. Like I said, it's still okay. And then we run the 3 Aria because it's still the best level 4, one of the best level 4s Melodious Divas that we can run. Because when it's special summoned, all our Melodious monsters that we control cannot be targeted by card effects or be destroyed by battle, which is really good. And if you didn't know, it used to be run in a lock with Elegy, which when Elegy is on the field, which we're not running Elegy because we don't have room for it. But if I could run it, I would. But Elegy, like I said, when it's on the field, all of our special summon Melodious monsters cannot be destroyed by card effects. So that's why the lock was really good between Aria and Elegy. But now I think the best, now I'm running, in my opinion, the best level 4 now in the Melodious deck, next to Aria, is Soprano, the Melodious songstress. And she's really good because when she's on the field, she acts as polymerization. Like, come on, that's really freaking good. And then also when she's special summoned, she can target 1 Melodious monster in our graveyard, and we can add it to our hand. That's awesome. And then we run Serenade, because Serenade acts as 2 tributes while it's on the field, so we can use it to summon either Mazzarda or Shapina, which is nice. And then like I said, the last one we run is Sonata, which I wish I could run more Sonata, but I don't have room for more than just 1. But Sonata, when it's on the field, if we have another Melodious monster on our field, we can special summon it from our hand. And if we special summon it, all of our fairy type monsters, not just Melodiouses, but all of our fairies, gain 500 attack, which is actually really freaking good for this deck. We also run another fairy, which I'll get into later. And then, just for synergy with the Melodiouses, and because this deck runs a lot of polymerization, we run cards that can just get polymerization and put it into our hand like as quickly as we can. As we run 3 copies of the elemental hero Blazeman, because if you don't know what Blazeman does, Blazeman, when he is normal summoned or special summoned, we get to add 1 polymerization from our deck and put it in our hand. And like I said, to synergize with him, we run the Summoner Monk. We can also use Summoner Monk to get out Aria, but we usually want to get Summoner Monk to get out Blazeman, because Summoner Monk, we can use him to pitch out a spell, summon the Blazeman, add that polymerization, then we can go off on our plays at that point. And also we run 3 copies of King of the Swamp. Oh my gosh. I talked about this in the first time I did this video, but this card is actually a really good card for this deck. Since we run a lot of polymerization, as you can see in our extract, we run so many fusions. I would run King of the Swamp. And if you're not running King of the Swamp in Melodious, then I don't know what you're doing, because Melodious are kind of slow, and King of the Swamp actually makes them a lot quicker to get their fusions. Because King of the Swamp, if you don't know, it's an older card, but a good card, where we can use its effect to send it to the graveyard to add polymerization to our hand. Or, what is better and why we use it is because it can act as any one fusion material monster, which is really freaking amazing. And then for our final monster in our lineup, we run 3 copies of the Fluffle Owl, which is another fairy, which synergizes with Sonata when Sonata's on the field, which will get it that boost. But that's not why we use it. We use the Owl because when we normal summon it or special summon it, which we're only going to be normal summoning it because we don't have any ways to special summon it because we're not running that one card. I can't think of its name right now, but this card we can use. What it can do is, like I said, when it's normal summoned or special summoned, we can add polymerization from our deck to our hand, which is the main reason why we use it. We don't use its other effect where it counts itself as polymerization, because it can only be used to special summon one Fright for monster, and when would we ever normal summon King of the Swamp to use the Owl's effect? I mean, we could, but it's not the best idea. So that's 22 monsters. Then we run, for our spells, we run Raigeki because it gets us out of Djinn Lock, and just a way to help them Melodious push for that damage when we need to push for that damage. Then we run 2 Fusion Recovery, and Fusion Recovery, in my opinion, is one of the best spells, if not the best card in this deck. Because Fusion Recovery, if you don't know, is another older card, but we can add polymerization and 1 fusion material that was used in a fusion, and we can take it from our graveyard, like I said, and add it to our hand. That's amazing. Then we run the 3 polymerization because, like I said, this deck runs the new fusions, and polymerization is needed. Then we run the 3 first movement solo, so we can get our Melodiouses going when we need them to go. Like first turn, we can first movement solo for Aria, Soprano, or any of the level 4 lowers that we need. And then for our final spell, to make 10 spells, we run the 1 copy of Soul Charge to synergize with the Melodious effects to where they're special summoned, and then they get their effects off at that point. And then for our traps, which you run 8 of, you run Bottomless. And then we run 3 copies of this new Melodious trap card that came out of Crossroads, which is really, in my opinion, a good card. It's not a great card, but it's a good card. It's the Melodious Illusion, which is amazing because it has that Forbidden Lance effect for the Melodiouses, where we can target one Melodious monster we control, and then it's unaffected by our opponent's spells and traps. And then if we use it during our turn, that Melodious monster can make a second attack during the battle phase. Like, really? And then we run the 1 copy of A's Emptiness, and then the 3's Call of the Haunted. Just synergize more with the Melodious special summon effects. So that's 40 cards. Now let's go over the extra deck. Because we run Blaze Man and King of the Swamp, we run Nova Master, which is a good card. You run Ab-Zero and Gaia. Because we also run we run Gaia because we also run the Fluffle Owl that we can use to summon it, if we need to as well. Like we use Blaze Man and the Owl to make Gaia. Anyways, then we run 2 Shibarda. Shibarda is a nice card to run in this deck because it's a great card because it can banish cards from our opponent's graveyard, up to 3 of them. And then for each card that was banished, we gain 200 attack, which is really good. And then we run the 1 Fray for Leo, and I'm gonna go over the Frayfers and the new Fluffles when I go over the Fluffle deck, my updated version. But I'm gonna go over this card now because this card's good. It has a Volcasaurus effect where it can destroy a monster and then deal damage equal to its original attack. Then we run 2 Bloom Diva, which, in my opinion, is the best new fusion that came out for the Melodiouses, and one of my new favorite fusions in general. Because Bloom Diva cannot be destroyed by battle, and we take no damage involving battles with this card. First off, that's really freaking amazing. But then what we do is, if this card battles an opponent's special summon monster, it destroys that monster and then deals damage equal to its original attack. Come on, that's really good. Then we run the Fright for Sheep, because Fright for Sheep is good because when it's destroyed and sent to the graveyard, it special summons itself back to the field and then gains 800 attack. Like, that's good. So that's, and then now for Xyz we run one Accelerator Omega, one 101, one Castel, one Paladynamo, Exciton Knight, and then one Abyss Dweller. So that's our main deck extra deck. Now let's go over the side deck. I try to make the side deck because I don't really make side decks when I'm doing deck profiles. But I think this is the best side deck I can come up with for this to make it competitive. We run. So first off, we have the one Arcla Christia. Christia is still really strong, and since most of our cards are fairies, and we're gonna have 4 fairies at one point in our if we need it also, because not only can we use this to use the effect to special summon itself, but and then we can add we can just add a fairy from our deck from our graveyard to our hand. But at that point, neither player can special summon when we have Christia on the field. So what we can do is we can get our fusions going, get out Christia, and then have Vanny's Emptiness, and then we just control the field, and we just win the game at that point. And if you don't know, I'm just waving my arms right now because I'm pretending like I'm putting cards in the field, which you can't see, but it's kind of stupid what I'm doing right now. Anyways, then we run 2 Maxi, 2 Valor. We run 1 Fusion Sage, because Fusion Sage, oh my gosh! This is also another old card. Like all it does is it allows us to add polymerization to our hand. That's it. It's nice. If we weren't running this, then we were running 3 Kaibas of Shared Ride. But we only run 2, and Shared Ride's still good against Necros and stuff, then cards that add from their deck to their hand. We run 3 not polymerization, but Mystical Space Typhoon in our side deck. I prefer this over Galaxy Cyclone just because if they somehow get rid of it, we can chain it, but we can't chain the Galaxy Cyclone because it's not a quick play. Even though Galaxy Cyclone does have its uses where we can use it out of the graveyard, but still. Then we run Book of Moon, also helps to get out of the Jinlock, and just Book of Moon is still really good in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Then for a final card in our action deck, we run 3 Mischief of the Gnomes, which in my opinion is one of my new favorite trap cards that came out a few sets ago. But this card, if you don't know what it does, when we activate it, it reduces the level of all monsters in both players' hands. It's good against not Cleese, but it's good against Satellar Knights, good against Burning Abyss, and good against the Shaddolls only if they're running the Star Seraphs. But also what's good about this card is that we can use the effect from the graveyard by banishing it, which is really good. So yeah, that's been the deck profile for my Melodious deck. So let me let you guys know what you think about it. You can try it out because you can see the deck profile and you can just use the deck as is. But like I said, let me know what you changed about the deck. If there's anything you would add, take out, do different, whatever. Anyways, this has been your Commentator Modes. Hope you all enjoyed. Please leave a like and a favorite and subscribe. As always, is appreciated. Like always, giving me feedback is appreciated as well. And once again, I'll see you for more Yu-Gi-Oh videos. Peace and good night, everybody.